From the Jingle Bells Podcast Network, this is Don Jiggly 6. Long-form musical analyses short into whatever the fuck this is. This is episode 1 of our season-long analysis of I Don't Fucking Know. I'm your host, Rick Santelli. Welcome to the first episode of Don Jiggly 6, where we do, crackin' shit. Yeah. The song was mainly produced by artist Boom Kitty, who has made several tracks that were used as music for a lot of Geometry Dash lovers before.
Guess who's back with the rap debut? It's your boy Boom Kitty with the GD crew. Got the sick new flow with the bass down low, back on top of the charts since 2.2. No matter where
In the first line, Boom Kitty raps, "Yo, guess who's back with the rap debut," nodding to the fact that he's made a lot of music before and haven't come back with a rap debut, a first rap song. The yo here is also a nod to classic hip-hop music, where rappers mostly say yo as a way to say hi or you as a way to show their culture. Boom Kitty here is showing love and appreciation to black culture with this yo. The Guess Who's Back could also be a nod to the fact that he's still relevant in the space of Geometry Dash / rhythm game music, and how people still remember him, using the Guess Who's Back as a way to flex his relevancy. He then raps, "It's your boy Boom Kitty with the GD crew," saying that he's back, and this time with the GD crew. He's back with actually Geometry Dash players to feature in this song. It can also be a way to subvert expectations again, since this is his first rap song and he already has features. He then raps, "Got the sick new flow with the bass down low," flexing his sick rap flow and low bass production on his song, whilst also referencing the lyrics "The Bass Down Low" by artist Dev, which has the Geometry Dash level using a remix of said song as the level song. This is a clever triple entendre, referencing the Geometry Dash level, the song, and the divide between white people and black people in America. Since Bass Down Low is a song made by a white artist, but he showed love and support also to black culture and black artists earlier in the verse. He then raps, "Back on top of the charts since 2.2, flexing how he's been on the top of the charts, in this case popular in the Geometry Dash community, ever since the long-awaited Geometry Dash update 2.2. Now, 2.2 was an update that took 6 years to make. 6 plus 2 is equals to 8, and 8 is the number that most people use to replace the letter B. Now, why is this important? Well, RobTop, the developer of Geometry Dash, has censored the numbers 8008135 in Geometry Dash because it spells the word boobies. This is a clever diss at RobTop for making the censor.
No matter where I am, on the go, in the car, I'm always on the grind and earning my stars. I've been a GD Chad since I was a wee lad, first bringing the bass and now bringing the bars.
No matter where I am, on the go, in the car, I'm always on the grind and earning my stars is a love letter to GD as a game. If you didn't know, stars are the main thing you get for completing levels in Geometry Dash. So Boom Kitty here is saying that no matter where he is, he will still grind and love this game for what it is done to him. It is also a reference to the September 11th attacks and how he will still be grinding if he's on the go, meaning the plane, with the usage of the on being used before the go, stating my case. He then raps, "I've been a GD Shad since I was a wee lad," saying that he's been good at this game ever since he was a wee lad, meaning a young person or child. This is also a nod to his buffness with the usage of the word Chad here, saying that he's been a buff jack person and a professional Geometry Dash player at the same time. He then raps, first bringing the bass and now bringing the bars, as a nod to the fact that he used to mainly be a producer whose style focuses on high amounts of bass that is down low, tying it back to the bass down low reference from earlier, and how he is bringing the bars, highlighting his immaculate wordplay in these lyrics, and how he is now rapping after having been a producer for so long. Then our first feature of many come on the song. Eric Van Wilderman starts his verse.
To the V to the dub, that's me. I'm so tight with Robbie, gave me 2.3. You have more hair, but I have more demons, and I keep my cool while you can't stop screaming.
In the first line, he raps, "E to the V to the dub, that's me," introducing himself in an elegant way by shortening his full name, Eric Van Wilderman, to simply EVW, with the dub meaning W. This could also be a reference to the lyrical phrase that late rapper DMX used on his song "Where the Hood At," where DMX raps D to the M to the X. This is another clever love letter to classical old school rap by Eric Van Wilderman. He then raps, "I'm so tired with Rob, he gave me 2.3. Now, I can't think of any annotation for this shit. He then raps, "You have more hair, but I have more demons. Well, I keep my cool and you can't stop screaming," as a love letter to Geometry Dash culture where people scream after beating hard levels, and how he doesn't do that but still respect the culture. The "you have more hair" part is also a reference to how he's a fucking egg with a face, but still can be more demons than you stupid fuckface.
1 mil subs on my YouTube, brother. One of them's your sister and another is your mother. My buddies always ask if they wanna collab. That's it, I'm out.
1 mil subs on my YouTube, brother. One of them's your sister and another is your mother is a clever way of interacting with his audience, listening to the song, and also referencing your mom's so fat jokes by comparing your mother to almost 1 million people that are subscribed to him, which he also references in the line 1 mil subs on my YouTube, brother. The brother part could also be a clever way of starting the family motif we see in the line. One of them is your sister and another is your mother, where the brother could be one of them's he mentions earlier, along with the sister and the mother being the rest, making your mom joke having started at the brother part. Nobody's asked if they want to collab, referencing the fact that he gets many requests to collaborate for our YouTube video, and how they're all from nobodies, which is slang for people that are not up to one standard. This could also tie back to the your mom joke and the family motif, where they could mean his subscribers, aka the brother, sister, and mother, and how they're nobodies to EVW since he's incredibly famous now. That's it, I'm out to the recent tab is a reference to his recent tab series, where in the intro he says to the recent tab every time. This also ties back to the last line, but now he's saying he's running out from them. He's running from the nobodies. This is a clever way to say, "Ah, shoes me, I'm sorry," from EVW. Truly one of the greatest verses of all time. Then we have the third verse of the song, King Samlot's verse.
Yo, slow down, cause the king's in town. You gonna trip on that spike when you see my crown. Much is better than you at the geometry dash, but the piano dance pad and even touching the grass.
In the first two lines, he raps, "Yo, slow down, cause the king's in town. You're gonna trip on the spike when you see my crown," starting the king motif that also ties with his stage name, King Samalot. In the first line, King Samalot shows his terrifyingness and spookiness in his existence in the town, to the point that he could go on full Quicksilver mode and slow people down, causing them to trip and fall on spikes, with his crown being the weapon in use here. This villain-like king persona is a really clever way of adding contrast to this verse, making listeners feel confused, yet amazed by it. He then raps, "Not just better than you at the geometry dash, but the piano dance pad and even touching the grass," simply saying that he's not just better at the listener at a game he's passionate about, but also better at a lot of things, sneakily advertising himself here as a variety streamer who does many things. The touching the grass part could also be a diss at the listener themselves, and how King Samalot is better than them, who don't touch grass, yet is worse in the game than him.
When I'm slaying the demons, I unlock my flow. The chat goes crazy and they all spam go. You're beating the game, you're on top of the world until I hit a backflip and I steal your girl.
When I'm slaying the demons, I unlock my flow is a clever way of saying that he gets his rap skill from slaying geometry dash demons and beating the demons. I have no idea how this works, but good for him, I guess. I don't know. The chat goes crazy and they all spam go is pretty self-explanatory, okay? Okay, it's not late as I'm writing this, but I just finished streaming and I'm tired, so like, fuck you guys, I'm not explaining this part. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can't think of funny things to add, just...
They say GD's just a game, but it's how I get my dough. You better hide your coins and don't overdo the glow. You call yourself a pro, but you play on your phone? I spray bars on your girl, that's why they call me cologne.
First line, he raps, "They say GD's just a game, but it's how I get my dough," nodding to the fact that he profits off making high-quality videos, which we will talk about later in this verse analysis. Now, the dough in this line could mean many things. Fan theories include dough meaning literal pizza dough, which ties back to King Samalot's verse where he talks about this variety in content, or it could mean money, so pick which one that fits you, I guess. He then raps, "You better hide the coin and don't overdo the glow. Everything the fucking suck." He then raps, "You call yourself a pro, but you play on your phone," as a way of dissing mobile players for being broke as fuck, and also how mobile players tend to have less skill than geometry PC players. This could also be a reference to doors, since phones are like doors, how they're rectangle and flat, and how it doesn't make sense to call yourself a professional geometry player when you play with your fucking door every day, which I agree with, because doors aren't even real, and if they are real, explain this. What the fuck is the difference between a door, a wheel, and a cave entrance? Or the difference between glass doors and windows, because if there's a difference, then those aren't real. Wink. He then raps, "I sprayed bars on your girl, that's why you call me cologne," referencing the reckless act of spraying bars of ceramic on random women on the streets, and how Colin does it to your girl because you're not a geometry dash pro. Tata respect moment. This also references the meme "I love GD Cologne" performed by Woolsey, a geometry dash YouTuber who is British, therefore I will not be talking about him any further.
I'm a first-rate dasher, every vid is feature length. My dedication's epic and my knowledge is my strength. I've been hella legendary since the game was in my hands. Now my mythical tales are told across the dash land.
This part of the verse consists of genuinely incredible wordplay, where GD Colon here goes through all the rate qualities of Geometry Dash, which includes of rate, feature, epic, legendary, and mythic. This could be found in the first line where he raps, "I'm a first rate dasher, every vid is feature length," where we see the words rate and feature be used in order. He here also references his high-quality videos, comparing them to feature-length movies, as in the bar, every vid is feature-length, which could also mean his videos are Geometry feature-level rated quality, being an elite double entendre. Then he raps, "My dedication to Epic and my knowledge is my strength," talking about how dedicated he is to making videos, comparing it to an epic quality level in Geometry Dash. "My knowledge is my strength" references the insane amount of ball knowledge in this man's videos and must be used to understand his videos. This is also a reference to the September 11th sex. He then raps, "I've been hella legendary since the game was in my hands. Now my mythical tales are told across the Dashlands," comparing to himself to a legendary quality level in Geometry Dash, and his tales, aka stories of him, to a mythical quality Geometry Dash level. The last line also references the Dashlands, an area from Geometry Dash spin-off game Geometry Dash World. This elite wordplay across these lines is a love letter to Kendrick Lamar and K. Lonely. Because yes.
When it comes to Dash music, I am number one. Waterflame, Tamanite, you guys are done. When a level drops and you hear a fat beat, then you know it must be Boom Kitty bringing the heat.
On the first line, he raps, "When it comes to Dash music, I am number one," which is a way to assert dominance, saying he's the number one Geometry Dash music artist. There is also a way to start the second line where he then raps, "Waterframe, Temanite, you guys are done." This ain't artist he's worked with, saying that they're done, as a way of saying that Boom Kitty is going to go to their houses at 3:34 a.m. on the 4th of July 2026 and murder them in their sleep. And finally, he raps, "When a level drops and you hear a fat beat, then you know it must be Boom Kitty bringing the heat," where he flexes his amazing production and how recognizable his style is, to the point that when you hear a fat beat, you know it must be Boom Kitty bringing the heat, with heat being slang for fire, like good music. Duh. You thought I was gonna babysit you through the entire song? And it was about